Hi guys, so yeah, this video is about motivation and why I kind of think that it's a bit of a flawed concept, because obviously, a lot of people rely on being motivated in order to do stuff, or they rely on that inspiration in order to get started on something. So obviously this will apply to like day game, approaching girls, but also like any other kind of activity that's a bit challenging and that requires effort. People rely on being motivated in order to do it, and they're like, oh, I can't, do this, or I can't do that because I'm not motivated right now. That's kind of like the wrong mindset, I think, to have, because the problem with that is that you're never gonna get good at something long term. You're never gonna improve in the long term if you're relying on being motivated in order to do something, because it's like deep down, it's like you want it, but you also know that it's challenging, it requires effort, and it's difficult, and so you're like, oh shit, it's too hard, I'm not going to be able to do it, I need that motivation to do it. Like, just if you kind of get rid of that kind of mindset and think more in terms of having the self-discipline to just stick at it and just concentrate on the actual activity itself, just going out, doing it, practicing it constantly, then that is how you will get good and improve, rather than like relying on that motivation or that spark or whatever it is in order that will just come to you, and that will help you out. That's not the way to look at it, I don't think, because I see it a lot with guys where they've been going at it for a while, and then maybe they take a break, maybe it's just a few days or a few weeks or a few months, and afterwards they're like, oh shit, I'm not motivated anymore to do it, and I need that motivation, I've just not been motivated. But actually, if you don't give a shit about being motivated and actually concentrate on the actual activity, what you find is that by the sheer action of doing, you will feel more motivated as a result, just by taking action, and the results will therefore come. So in other words, motivation doesn't actually come to you. You will get motivated by the process of taking action. So it's not like you need the action in order to take action, it's you take action and then the motivation will come. That's kind of the way to look at it, really. And it's the same applies for like being inspired to do something, whatever it is, a new activity, something that's challenging, something that requires a bit of effort, something that you think of, and it's like you really want to do it, you really want to be able to do it, but it's difficult, and you're sort of thinking, you're in two minds, because on the one hand you really want it long term, but in the short term you're like, oh fuck, this is difficult, this is really fucking hard, I don't know if I can do it, I need to be motivated to do it. So don't sort of think in those terms. Think more in terms of self-discipline. I'm gonna set out, and I'm gonna take these action steps, and I'm gonna commit to do it, and I'm just gonna execute it. That's kind of the mentality that you need. And like I guarantee you, if you adopt that kind of mindset and you're going out and you're sticking to a particular activity, whether it's day game, whether it's something else, results will come and you will improve. That's the mentality that you need, not kind of like, oh shit, I'm not motivated right now, I'm never going to be able to do it. I know, like, from my own personal experiences, like, there'll be times where, I'm really not in the mood to approach a girl, for example. But the thing is, I kind of integrate day game into my daily life. So whenever I'm just out of the house, moving around, in a shop, in central London, whatever reason, just anywhere I'm going, I see a girl and I just approach her, because I've got that mentality where I've committed to doing it no matter what, regardless of the outcome. So I'm not relying on that motivation to kind of help me out. It's more just about actually just doing it, and not really caring too much about the outcome. So that's kind of how I do it, really. But even still, like, there's days when I'm really not in the mood, or I'm just in a really shitty mood. I really, really don't fucking feel like doing it at all, but I still do it anyway. And just that process of taking action and just doing it helps you out so much, because you just feel better afterwards, and you do actually feel motivated for doing it. And actually, when you're in a shitty mood and you're not in the mood to do it, but you do it anyway, you actually feel like doing it more anyway, because that process of taking action actually spurs you on, and you kind of feel like doing it more and more and more. because you feel good for doing it. So just don't rely on being motivated or needing that inspiration in order to do something. Just commit to doing it, and that will help you out so much more. It's just a mentality shift, and it's just your perception of the way that you're looking at it that you just need to tweak.
Cheers for watching. If you'd be interested in one-to-one coaching with me, where we'll go out in public and work on your approaching girls, or more generally with your social confidence, please visit my website ed-game.com.